Before getting started, I want to thank Andrea for recording these meetings. If you haven't taken a moment to watch yourself speak or watch others speak, it's a very powerful tool, especially when you're preparing your 10th speech, which is supposed to be a culmination of the previous 9. Another thing before we get the speech started is we're going to do a breathing exercise momentarily. And I want to talk about the breathing exercise first because I don't want to get distracted with this later. So all we're going to do is we're going to sit up right in our chairs. We're going to put our hands in our laps. You can touch your fingers like this if you like. This is called Gaya Mudra. Or you can put your hands sitting on top of each other. And you're going to open up your chest and you're going to breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Hold it. 1, 2, 3. And exhale. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We're going to do that in a minute. Not yet. We're going to do a count of 3, a count of 5, and a count of 7. 8. Burn it down! Last year, during the presidential election, there was a group or a sect of Bernie Sanders supporters who claimed that their philosophy was Bernie or bust. We didn't get Bernie, so bust, right? But by bust, why don't we look at that in a positive way? Let's bust it by shifting perspective. The purpose of this speech is to inspire personal reflection and direct action as a result. Where do you struggle in life? Think about this. Do you procrastinate? Do you have a hard time communicating with people? Is it work? Here comes the perspective shifting power. Instead of focusing on what you should do to what's causing you discomfort, why don't you focus on how that discomfort feels? What does your discomfort feel like? Does your stomach knot up? Does your heartbeat start racing? Do you feel your brain going all over the place? Close your eyes, everybody. Think about a stressful moment. You get home, the house is a mess, your pet just destroyed everything, your boss is asking you to work on a Sunday, you're coming up to give a table topics speech and you're super nervous. Open your eyes. How does that feel? Where did that feel? Beautiful. We just altered the chemistry of our bodies. Now, let's go into the breathing exercise. Everybody sit down, back straight, hands in the lap. Okay, ready? And everybody breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Hold it. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Open your eyes. How do you feel? You just altered your body chemistry. The same way you were able to do that before with your mind and make yourself feel a certain type of way. Through this breathing exercise, you're able to do the same thing. You oxygenated your body and you brought upon yourself a feeling of euphoria. I'm going to talk about 4 examples in my life where I have burned down limiting beliefs that no longer served me at the time, and thanks to that I have grown tremendously in my life personally. First one has to do with reading. I remember as a child hating reading. I didn't understand why I hated reading. I just related it with schoolwork. I didn't realize I was dyslexic. I didn't realize that I was hyperactive, but eating a shoe sometimes seemed more exciting than reading. It wasn't until I had this realization that a lot of people around me didn't read. And in this relentless pursuit to be different, I thought to myself, I'm going to start to read. And I opened up the universe to provide a gift. And on a trip to Puerto Rico, the universe did. It was in the form of a book, John Grisham's The Street Lawyer. And I was so captivated by that book that it changed my relationship with reading. Now it's my favorite pastime. The best part of a vacation or a trip is the time you get to spend sitting down reading. The next limiting belief has to do with food, vegetarianism specifically. I've been on a relentless pursuit, to improve the quality of diet for various reasons. But I remember throughout the majority of this pursuit thinking to myself, there was no way in the world that I could ever give up eating meat. It was my favorite food, it's what I survived off of. No way can you give up eating meat. Until I had an opportunity to shift perspective. It was a little bit more painful in the form of food poisoning from eating too much meat. But that planted the seed, and it had me ask myself, well, if eating too much of this can make me feel this way, eating a little bit can't be that great either. And today, I've been vegetarian for a year and a half, and seeking out ways to replace dairy and eggs in my diet to strive towards veganism. And along the way, I've discovered all types of foods and all types of recipes and all types of restaurants that I might have never, had I never stepped outside of that idea that didn't serve me anymore. The third one was with yoga. Growing up, I was an athlete. I played every type of sport: soccer, baseball, football, basketball, cross country, track and field, lifting weights. The only interaction I had with yoga was I would see people at the gym practicing yoga, almost entirely women, and it just never struck me as something that I would be interested in doing. I was traveling through Bali, and I found a yoga studio in the middle of the forest, and I took a class because it was a very exotic thing to do. And I was so mesmerized by the level of tranquility and wisdom of this yoga instructor and his physical. He could spread his toes in a way I'd never seen. It was just so shocking that it planted this idea that, wow, there's so much more we can do with the body. And from there, a relentless pursuit of self-exploration through yoga. Today, yoga makes up the largest part of my exercise practice. For every day I lift weights, I do at least 2 yoga classes. And finally, the last one, the last area where I've had an opportunity to shift, has to do with meditation and Buddhism. I grew up Catholic, Roman Catholic. My parents are immigrants to this country. As a good Hispanic family, we're very, very Catholic. We're very involved in the church. And that has a lot of great things about it. But one downside to it is that when you're so religious, you tend to be closed-minded to other ideas. And unfortunately, meditation and other forms of religion fell into that space. And even though there's plenty of instances in the Bible where Jesus went to meditate, never made the connection. Meditation always seemed like something that hippies do or that people that practice those other religions do. I was completely closed off to it. Until a friend, a great friend, insisted repeatedly that I join him for a guided meditation and Buddhist practice. And I did. And I ended up spending several months interacting with that community and with the monks and learning tremendously from it. Today, I would say that Buddhism is probably the religion that I identify with the most. And one of the beautiful things about Buddhism is that it doesn't matter whether you identify as a Buddhist or not. And that's the point. Am I a Buddhist? Who cares? Moving on. We're going to talk about a quote that Michael shared. Michael shared. That inspired him recently. The quote is that fear does not go away by itself. You have to confront your fear, mold it, then learn to control it in its own irrational reality. Every human being has the capacity to do this, and that's Wim Hof. Every decision we ever make is based in going in 2 directions. Are we making this decision based out of love, or are we making this decision because we're afraid or fear? 3 ways. 1, 2, 3 ways in which I personally check myself to make sure that I'm acting out of love instead of out of fear is by checking the ego, check on how much I'm giving, and whether or not I'm breathing. The ego. When something starts to happen and I feel that disturbance, I ask myself, where am I feeling this? Okay, is this happening to me? Is this happening because of me? Or am I just going to allow this to happen through me? 2, giving. Giving is the most nourishing thing you can do. And when you find it hard to give, that's the most important time to give. That's when you should give the most. And when you physically have run out of things to give, then forgive. Because forgiveness is the most powerful tool we have for inner peace. And finally, breathe. It's free. Every time you consciously breathe, you're consciously changing your body chemistry. And you're bringing peace physically into your body. And I close with another quote by Wim Hof. And that is that we can do more than we think. And unless we are willing to experience new things, we will never discover our true potential. Thank you very much.